Hello internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I am Sethi, and today we have an account showcase. By the title, you might know already, we're gonna be checking one of the biggest NA accounts. In fact, as far as I know, and through NIKKE app, aka the Stalker app. It should be the second biggest NA account. This is Scarro's account. Most of you from my channel already know him. Well, love to Scarro for always supporting the channel and for letting me showcase his account. We're gonna be checking everything he has right now to showcase to free-to-play players, low spender, and new players what long-term you might be able to achieve in terms of progression. Not getting the same units because that's probably unlikely, but progression through the whole game itself. So before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel, and let's get started with the most obvious thing, which is going to be Nikkes themselves. So of course, Scarro has, as far as I know, everything maxed out. The only things that are not maxed out, and this is something also too important to understand in Nikkes, are the liberation units. So if we go back here and we check, what are they? Here, down there. So as you can see, he has no dupes for these units. He is saving for Nihilista, as far as I know, but Guilty Sin and Quincy have no dupes. So even wells are gated when it comes to liberation dupes. And if you want to core 7 all 4 units, it will literally take you years and years. So we will never see this happen. It's just because the amount we get per union rate is never going to be enough to core 7 them. Over time, you may be able to MLB them. Still, it will take you years, but it's possible to MLB them. Core 7, unlikely to happen. Other than those units, of course, everything else is core 7. In terms of gear, as far as I know, and I might be wrong here, Scarro last time was in the comments answering questions on the previous video we did. So if you wanna leave a comment, ask questions, he might be able to answer some of them. Again, not sure about that, but you can try. So in terms of progression, he doesn't really care about meta units, about PvP, about raids themselves, right? First of all, he doesn't have to, because thanks to being core 7 all units and his level, he doesn't have to worry as much as compositions as other players. And then also, when it comes to gear itself, I know he does gear some of the meta units, but then he just gears also just waifus in general and whatever he is enjoying. In terms of powers, all of the pilgrims, even if they are 000, as you can see, are a lot stronger because of the chip. You will notice this on a lot of min-max accounts, not only on Wells accounts, but also free-to-plays that are min-maxing, and is that most of them always buy the pilgrim chips, but not the other ones in the shop. So as you can see, Tetra is 85, in contrast to pilgrims, which is 280. And this happens with a lot of Wells, and again, people who want to min-max. When it comes to the shop, they will always try to buy pilgrim chip, because at the end of the day, they are the units that scale the best, so you want to get those. So every time they get them, they will be buying them. Of course, there is a limit right now on how high you can go, but that's usually their priority. Now, in terms of level, as you saw, 603. I think this is the second highest account on NA. I believe there is a Chinese account, not sure if he's Chinese or not, a Chinese account that's a little bit higher, but you cannot really tell. There is like a public API. I don't know how any app is getting their data, so I cannot guarantee if it's trustworthy or not in that regard. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's go into his progression in terms of towers, PvP, campaign, etc. to once again showcase what you can expect long term in Nikkes. So Scarro is something that really enjoys a story. In terms of a story, everything is done up to chapter 26 hard mode. I believe most of the towers are also done. I don't want to say it with confidence, but let me see. So normal tower is done. It's 450. That's the last level that you can actually do. Let me see what kind of combat power this is. 968,000 combat power, and he has 1.2 million. Sheesh, that is a lot. God knows when the rest of the players will get to this point. They also usually release more levels for big players like Scarro and similar people to actually have something else to do while the rest of people catch up. Some people like the systems, some people really hate these systems. You have to understand that this is a gacha, and the developers will always take priority over the wells rather than the free-to-plays. Again, you're playing a gacha game, you should understand that. We all can agree on that, no problem with that, right? In terms of the manufacturer towers, since they are limited to 3 per day, he is around 394 in most of them, the lowest being Pilgrim at 361. I don't remember if the maximum on the towers is 400 on the manufacturer or 450 as well. I want to check because I think it's 400, but it's also, yes. So in the towers, it's 400 in manufacturer instead of 450. So he's close on most of them, them, Pilgrim being the lowest one at 361. Something really funny that I wanted to showcase, it's Arena, because he's usually, of course, I believe round 1 or 2. Yes, on Rookie Arena, of course, number 1. On a Special Arena, I think his defense teams are, yes. So, Scarro, just because of base level and the combat power difference, there is no way people can beat him, even if he's using these defense teams. These fucking defense teams, bro. What the fuck is this? And then his attack teams are normal teams. Well, normal teams is a big word. Only team 1 is actually like a proper, well, team 2 could be if you remove Viper and you remove Soda. But he doesn't really care about compositions for PvP, just because how combat power deficit in Nikkes works. There is no need for him to worry. Long term, and I'm not sure if Championship Arena will change it. And I would be more interested in PvP if they do this, but I would love to see equalization in levels for PvP as well. There is already RNG when it comes to, first of all, how many dupes you get for a unit, how many resources you have to level up the unit, and also, in general, RNG on your rolls for the gear to actually get good rolls, right? So there's already enough RNG to also include combat power deficit in there. I don't like that system. That's what I personally don't care about PvP, and I don't care too much. In terms of progressions in the Outpost and the Synchro, there's not much to say. Most Day 1 players have already the Tactics Academy finish. If you want to check the Synchro level, the maximum right now is 672. It's a little bit more actually. So the Synchro level, the maximum amount, it's based on your units and MLB, I believe, or I'm not sure if past MLB it counts for the Synchro level. If so, it should be a little bit more because of the Liberation units. If not, that's right now more or less the maximum level you can get. In terms of buying slots for the actual characters in the game, he has everyone. I'm not sure if you can keep buying as many slots as you want, in terms of, because the limit right now is 107 units, right? So I'm not sure how many slots you can actually buy. I'm not gonna be wasting gems in here, of course, there is no need to. It's a pointless question. But yes, also something important to consider is there are wells that actually will do their daily refreshes here and will go for full core dash, full progression, etc. I think Scarro doesn't do that, and he just cares about, you know, the story itself and the actual lore of the game and enjoying the character. So he's not a competitive player, he just enjoys collecting the characters and progressing through the game itself. The last thing I want to showcase is his inventory, because it's always funny, but he can't use molds. Well, in terms, first of all, resources, he is dried up, just like most people leveling up because how expensive it is. But when it comes to resources, he just can't use molds. It's a little bit of a pointless system. Even getting 6k body labels, he has no use for those. Because even if you were to get 6k body labels, and if we go to the shop right now, and we can check that, he has right now 362k body labels, there is no use for those, right? Even if you were to buy molds here, if you were to buy 300 molds, which by the way, sheesh, that's a lot of molds. There is no reason for him. Like, there is absolutely no advantage on using those molds. I'm not sure if they have plans on reworking this system for wells, since multiple people have this issue. And you might be thinking, oh, Sephi, it's not a problem that anyone faces, only big wells. Yes, but once again, this is the main target of gacha development. When they want to improve things, it's mostly for the wells. So I don't know if they will change this system. Now, that is the consumables, a lot of molds he cannot use. In terms of materials, he has the same issue or problem, if you want to call it a problem, of course, with recruit vouchers. Since there is no reason for him to be using him and he buys multiple packs, he's getting them and accumulating them. He has right now 536, but no need to use them. And then the last thing I do want to showcase is the actual golden tickets, since he has right now 5.4k. In fact, he was at 5100 on yesterday's stream, and we did pulls for Core 7 Leona. If you're interested in watching that, you can go watch my previous pod and it should be there. Now, that said, that's gonna be it for the account showcase for Scarro. Just wanted to showcase what one of the biggest NA accounts looks like, what you can expect long term for progression wise, not character collection, progression wise as a free-to-play or low spender. And like always, guys, reminder that gachas, like it or not, have to have a balance. There's free-to-play people and there's the people who will spend more, so those free-to-play players can enjoy it. So if you have any questions, you can leave them on the comments down below. I'll try to answer them. Last time Scarro was here, also answering a couple of them. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. Good luck with your pool data rates, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。